Everything is figureoutable. And that is the quote of the day. Welcome back to the Quote of the Day show. I'm your host, Sean Croxton of SeanCroxton.com. It's not Finance Friday today. It's not Flashback Friday today. It's just Friday. We can call it Marie Forleo Friday. We got a short clip from Marie about how everything is figureoutable. This reminds me of, I'm not sure if you've read Steve Jobs' biography, but Steve Jobs would put together a team and be like, okay, here's what I want y'all to do. And they didn't believe that it was possible to do what he wanted them to do. And they would just keep coming back like, Steve, I don't think this is possible. I don't think we can do this. He'd be like, just go back and keep working on it. And they come back and I don't know. He'd be like, go back and keep working on it. And at some point, they figured it out. It also reminds me of a really famous Einstein quote. It goes, it's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with the problem longer. Sometimes, we tackle a problem, and then on that first strike, on that first thing that kind of goes wrong, we just give up and we just think that it's impossible. But remember what we learned from Dr. Serena Pillay earlier this week, that, when the brain believes and when you believe that something's possible, that's when the subconscious mind starts to put together those ideas and those plans that are going to take you closer to where you want to go. And I got one more thing to share with you. This is a Henry Ford quote. Actually, it's a quote from a book about Henry Ford. When Henry Ford decided to produce his famous V8 motor, he chose to build an engine with the entire 8 cylinders cast in one block and instructed his engineers to produce a design for the engine. The design was placed on paper, but the engineers agreed to a man that it was simply impossible to cast an 8-cylinder engine block in one piece. Ford replied, "Produce it anyway." And they produced it because everything is figureoutable. There is a solution to every problem. We have to believe that. Here's Marie.
So make no mistake, my friends. What we say to ourselves in the privacy of our own minds matters. It drives our behavior, which drives our destiny, which shapes our world. And this isn't just my opinion. Our entire culture has been transformed by people who believe and behave like everything is figureoutable. Think about the Wright brothers. If they hadn't believed human flight was possible, they wouldn't and couldn't have spent even 1 minute trying to figure it out. If the suffragettes hadn't believed women's voting rights were possible, they wouldn't and couldn't have spent even 1 minute working to make that a reality. And what we need now, more than anything else, is people who believe in what's possible. From healthcare to the environment, to education, to our food system, to inequality and injustice on every level. There are so many important things that we need to come together to figure out. So the question I want to leave you with today is this. What would you do if you held this idea to be true? What would you create or heal or transform or transcend? Who might you become? Because if we start to think about our creative challenges and our life challenges and our collective challenges in this way, that everything really is figureoutable, it all starts to change. We go from feeling defeated and overwhelmed and broken to feeling courageous and capable and full of hope. I believe we must teach this to ourselves and to each other and to our children and to our children's children. Because there will be moments in your life when an opportunity is presented to you to do something or say something or change something. And I want you to make a promise to yourself right now that from this day forward, you won't waste 1 more minute of 1 more day saying to yourself, I don't know how to do that. Or I don't know if I have what it takes to be that. Because you and I both know in our heart of hearts, yes, you do. You are divinely blessed and infinitely capable. And there is no fate, no circumstance, no situation that can hinder the unstoppable power of your human soul.